last one of you all. Thank you all for tuning in to this thing. Hey, you guys already know. Hit that like button, share this content, join the notification squad in any of those particular orders, right? But we're going to talk about the backup quarterbacks. I did a video yesterday on my Law Nations 2.0 page, and a lot of people was like, okay, Law, you gave me your 4 things that this team need to do during this offseason. Let me give you my one thing that the Cowboys really need to do, really need to invest in, really need to look at. And I was like, okay, what is that one thing? And about several people put down the backup quarterback. Backing up Ezekiel, not backing up Ezekiel Elliott, but backing up Dak Prescott. So this is the thing, Cowboy Nation. Well, they will be handing the ball off to Ezekiel Elliott because that's what you really want them to do. And my thing, Cowboy Nation, is when we look into this backup situation. Look, forget that. When we look at the Cowboys in general, even going all the way back to the 90s, right? Or, we can go to the 80s too. The backup quarterback is always the one that everybody say, okay, hey, let this guy start for a second. Get this guy a chance. I remember people didn't like Troy Aikman out there. I remember when, I guess you could say this a little bit with Dak Prescott when he came into the scene, and it was like, hey, bring Tony Romo back out there. I don't think that the Cowboys, as it relates to cultural, the fan base, the environment, really want a high-key, marketable backup quarterback or have a stable backup quarterback. But I do know that in the 90s, we did have the Steve Berlines of the world. We had guys to come in to win us games, what have you, to push and propel us through and make us get to the playoff, and then we ultimately win it and all these things. But what I'm saying is the local climate, the local environment, the thing that we got right now, I don't know. But this is one thing I can say. We are not doing a good job as it relates to finding that backup quarterback as it relates to veteran. Because what we're saying ultimately, if Dak Prescott go down, we okay with Cooper. We okay with the Cooper Rush. What we're saying collectively, if Cooper Rush can't make it, we okay with Mike White. That's the reality of it. Now, during this off season, training camp, the preseason, I know last year a lot of people were saying, hey, let Mike White, he's better than Dak Prescott. Those collective small fans that's out there, the fickle ones, oh man, put Mike White out there. Cooper Rush throws a better ball than Dak Prescott and these sorts. And then preseason came about and the guys couldn't hit anything. I mean, for crying out loud, these guys look like let's put the other kid that we done moved out to safety, Jamil Showers. Is he still out there? Yes, shout out to you all, man. So my thing is, shout out to Jamil Showers, though. Shout out to him. How can we do this? Because the ultimate goal this offseason, before I guess the Saints to sign him up, to me would have been to securing Teddy Bridgewater, making a move towards Teddy Bridgewater. I think that would have been the wise thing to do. But backup quarterbacks are hard to find, and once you get one, you try to hide them and stash them and keep them on your team. So one way or another, Cowboy Nation, we're going to have to figure out this backup quarterback. I want to know how you guys feel about it. This is from Jess. He says, I think this is Jess. I can't really read your name there. Let me see. This is Jess Green. What's up? He said he's not impressed by either of the backup quarterbacks. Neither am I. But if it's a backup quarterback that I'm leaning more towards, opposed to just looking at it like, come on, man. Come on, Dak, man. Come on, get back up, will be Mike White. Mike White, he's an accurate quarterback. He fits the size as far as height-wise. He still need that sandwich to gain a little weight. But I'm leaning more towards Mike White as the backup quarterback. And he got to show me something. I will give him last year as a pass because that was his first year and had limited amount of snaps. But if I'm going to lean on anybody this off season, and who I'm really going to have my eyeballs glued to the TV or glued to the practice field out there or glued to anything out there, will be Mike White. We really want your boy Mike White to do something. So, I mean, he's going to have the weapons because we loaded at wide receivers. I recommend Mike White to be like the best of the best of the best friends with John Vaya Johnson, the Guyton kid, Lance Lenore, Noah Brown, all of those guys is on the back end of the roster. You guys remember Tony Romo? He used to like, hey, Sam Hurd, come on, get this stuff together. And then he used to be with the other guy, I forgot his name, was it Ogletree? And then when Tony Romo made it all the way to the big deal or what have you, those guys was on the bottom end of the roster. They was like, man, look, coach, let that guy number 9 do something. You know, that guy number 9, he can really throw a ball. And it was somebody else, I forgot getting his name. I think Patrick Creighton got injured one time and had to play on the practice squad or had to play on the backup sides of the thing. And he was saying, look, that number 9 right there, he's our best quarterback. Forgot this guy's name. You guys put his name in the chat box. I know you guys know. He was a wide receiver, and he was saying, like, look, hey, Tony Romo, that's the guy. He's the one just throwing the ball everywhere. So until we hear some noises of Mike White doing that, and then I already can tell you that Cooper Rush, we don't hear the noise of Cooper Rush doing it. Shout out to Cooper Rush, though, but we don't hear the noises of him doing it. It just says Cooper got worse every year. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we loaded and freaking, and I'm pretty excited. This is from, who we got right here? Brian, appreciate you. All right, guys. That's all the time that I have for right now. I just want to give you guys my thoughts on the backup quarterbacks. Look, I'm just going to go down the list right now. Last year, pretty much, we didn't draft the starter, right? On both sides of the ball. LVE eventually got to be the starter because Sean Lee was injured. So he wasn't day one starter, right? This year, I don't see us having a day one starter. So it's somebody that's going to have to come up out of the woodsheds and the woodworks to make themselves relevant, right? So what I'm saying is that, look, the off season can be long and the preseason could be like, okay, hyped or what have you. And then on top of that, week 1, week 2, we may not see anything from these rookies and things like that. But there's always something with the scouting department, finding that one person, that one gem that can step up and rise to the occasion. So this draft is so important because we drafted a lot of depths. Last year we had issues and problems and situations and trials and tribulations, and they all ride with the nation. But you guys know what I'm talking about with the backup as it relates to that front four. We had a guy, for crying out loud, war number 51, named Reed. I mean, he couldn't do nothing. He couldn't block and knock over a trash can that was empty against those Rams. We don't have that problem this year. We don't. And then on top of that, we had the Rod Smiths of the world. Shout out to Rod, man. He was cool. Backup running back. But he wasn't a change of pace guy. He wasn't a guy that you could say, hey, man, hey, look for this backup running back out of the backfield. Rod Smith, to me personally, he was a guy that had to play from first quarter all the way to the fourth quarter, because that's how he make his business action. We don't have that problem right now. A good backup running back. And then on top of that, we spent almost a third of the season last year saying, hey, wait for these tight ends to come along. Wait for these tight ends to come along. We had the same philosophy with the wide receivers. We had wide receivers by committee. We had tight end by committee. Nobody really scared anyone. Nobody actually played in the National Football League that made a threat to anyone. Remember Jason Witten retired and now he's back? Of course, cool. But we had to wait until Schultz realized, hey, this is how you play football. Oh, Rico, they transitioning around to being a better blocker. Oh, they're going to give him a few snaps a game. And then we had I guess, Swain, on again, off again with the injuries or what have you. And then we had Jarwin to come out of the woodworks out of nowhere towards the latter part of that year. because he was trying to still learn how to play football. We supposedly not have that problem this year, Cowboy Nation. We don't. So we're looking at everything, all these pieces as it relates to backup. We need to improve this thing. Come on, Cowboy Nation. Y'all, hit that like button, share this content. If you're on the Facebook page, drop that comment down below, man. I really want to know your thoughts. Squeeze that share button. Share this thing to all of your followers. Let them know. Let them know. Brick by brick, baby. We building this thing right back. Pieces together. We got 205 people on my Facebook page. Look, and I'm not satisfied with that. Let's get 200 more at least, man. Come on, Cowboy Nation. I know there's more than 205 people on Facebook that can follow me. And then on top of that, the Gram, shout out to you all. The Periscope, appreciate you guys always. And YouTube, you guys know how I feel about you guys. Really appreciate you. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's continue to grind. Let's continue to shine. And remember, you all are listening to absolutely nothing but the best. Salute. We out. Peace. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's go. Mike White, baby. Mike White. Backup quarterback. He's going to be the one that make it, right?